Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video, we're checking out the Deadmines mini set launch with respect to the Wild mode. This mini set launches on November 2nd. It's going to contain 35 unique cards, which you can either open in United in Stormwind packs, or you can purchase the entire 66 card mini set for $14.99 US, or you can use 2,000 of your in-game gold. This video is going to contain a review of the common cards that have been part of that set. So there are 16 common cards altogether. And the rares, epics, legendaries are going to be announced over the weekend, as well as on the playhearthstone.com blog on Monday, November 1. Super excited to see what's going to happen here. As many of you know, I like to play aggro decks, and it looks like we have a pirate-themed expansion with Edwin Van Cleef leading the way. So let's get into the new cards and see how they are. So the video we have here is from the Play Hearthstone Twitter. They released the cards very quickly in this video, so I'm going to be playing and pausing it as we go, giving my thoughts, my perspectives of the common cards with respect to the Wild mode. So we start with Need for Greed, 5 mana tradable Demon Hunter. Draw 3 cards. If drawn this turn, this costs 3. Now, there's no way you'd want to run this in Odd Demon Hunter. And also, like, Demon Hunter is just not a good class in Wild, so I don't see how this is going to help the archetype. The next card, Crow's Nest Lookout. Demon Hunter, 3 mana 2/2 demon, battle cry, deal 2 damage to the left and rightmost enemy minions. Again, Odd Demon Hunter seems to be the only playable archetype in Wild, and there's no way you'd want to play this in your Odd Demon Hunter. I don't see a place for this card. Maybe some of the other cards will help Demon Hunter out, but I don't think this is one of them. Druid of the Reef, 1 mana 1/1. Choose one, transform into a 3/1 shark with rush, or a 1/3 turtle with taunt. So this card screams aggro druid, token druid. One thing to keep in mind is that Embiggen does not buff the card, so that's one thing to consider. But I mean, being able to, think of the power creep in Druid. You've already got a 1 mana 2/2 Enchanted Raven. 1 mana 3/1 with Rush. It's great to deal with, say, a ship's cannon from a pirate warrior. 1 mana 1/3 turtle with Taunt. It's basically a Void Caller. So kind of like a zoo-based aggro druid, token druid. It seems really good. Pretty hyped for this card. Defias Blastfisher, 5 mana 3/2 pirate for hunter. Battlecry, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Repeat for each of your beasts. Now, as most of you probably know, Hunter's pretty bad in Wild, with the exception of Odd Questline Hunter. Beast Hunter is kind of, it's snuck into tier 4 a couple of times in meta snapshots, but just for 5 mana, yes, you could combine him with Unleash the Hounds, and yes, that 2 damage can go face because it's random enemy, not random minion, but I just don't see this card working very well. Monstrous Parrot, 4 mana 3/4 beast, battle cry, repeat the last friendly death rattle that triggered. Now, this card intrigues me. Now, Death Rattle Hunter or Tonk Hunter or Egg Hunter, however you want to call it. Right now in the meta, it's unplayable, but it has kind of popped into the low tiers from time to time. Maybe this is the card to kind of maybe push it to tier 3, who knows, but the fact that I'm assuming that this carries over multiple turns. So repeating the last friendly death rattle that was triggered, trigger an egg, trigger Sylvanas, trigger a Tonk. It seems pretty good. And 4 mana, it's a good deal. Grey Sage Parrot, 8 mana 6/6 beast for mage, battle cry, repeat the last spell you've cast that costs 5 or more. Big spell mage, hasn't been good in wild, ever. What we do want to repeat with this, you could repeat Puzzle Box, it's kind of cool. You could repeat Pyroblast, but it also might hit you in the face. It's kind of bad. I don't know if the targets are random or if it is the same target. It's kind of unclear from the card text. But I don't see this being particularly useful. The main big spell that mages run is Luna's Pocket Galaxy, and you only want to cast that once. So I don't know. I don't think this is going to be very good for mage. Sunwing Squawker, 4 mana 3/4 beast for paladin, battle cry. Repeat the last spell you've cast on a friendly minion on this. So the only deck in wild where you're really aiming spells at your minions would be Libram Paladin, which is pretty fringe. You wouldn't run this in, or you can't run it in Odd Paladin. I don't think you'd want to run it in Even Paladin. I think it's a good card. I just don't see a place for it in the wild meta for Paladin. But I like that it exists. Amulet of Undying, 3 mana shadow spell for priest, tradable. Resurrect 1 friendly death rattle minion, upgrades when traded. So I'm assuming here that you trade it once, you resurrect 2, trade it again, it resurrects 3. Oh no. Is this really a new tool for Big Priest? It is Death Rattle, so keep in mind that you're going to have to run more Death Rattle minions than you normally would. So, you know, the Death Rattle minions Big Priest typically runs is Obsidian Statue, Moarg. The name escapes me, but there's a Death Rattle that heals your stuff. There's the... I'm so bad with card names. There's the card. There's like, I think there's a 5-drop. It kills a minion with a Death Rattle. It has Taunt. They're all good. So the fact that you can kind of do a Spellstone for 3 if you trade this a couple times. Also, there's nothing wrong with trading this early in the game, because a lot of the time you want to go for Shadow Essence. So if you don't have the Shadow Essence, you just try to get it. You could also play this in Boar Priest. Maybe it helps Boar Priest. But we already got some pretty good cheap Resurrect spells for that deck. But yeah, this card could end up being really annoying. So we'll see how it goes. Defias Leper, 2 mana 3/2 pirate for priest. Battle cry. If you're holding a shadow spell, deal 2 damage. This card's absolutely insane. If you think of Pirate Warrior, one of the nice tools it has is having the 2 mana pirate that can target 2 damage at something. So with Defias Leper, keep in mind that 2 damage doesn't have to be on a minion. It can go face. So priest has the same thing essentially. You're probably going to have a shadow spell in your hand, whether it's Raise Dead, Mind Blast, for example. So yeah, this card's pretty insane. Maybe it's going to push Shadow Priest up into tier 1, maybe into tier S territory. That's kind of pushing it though, but we'll see. Really good card. Blackwater Cutlass, 1 mana 2/2 tradable weapon for rogue. After you trade this, reduce the cost of a spell in your hand by 1. So, first of all, I don't think you'd ever play this in Odd Rogue because your hero power is just better. But a combo aggro rogue, this is pretty nuts. Like a 1 mana 2/2 weapon is amazing. That's something Odd Rogue can't do. And reducing the cost of a spell in your hand, whether it's a cutting class, or a secret passage, or a deadly poison, or just... Reducing stuff in rogue is very dangerous, and this is really... I mean, I think this is going to break standard, but in wild, I think this might be what's going to help rogue get back on the map again. Brilliant Macaw, 3 mana 3/3 beast for Shaman, battle cry. Repeat the last battle cry you played. This must make control Shaman players really, really happy. I mean, the obvious thought is have the Shadowwalk play again. But I mean, you got so many good battle cries in Shaman. Whether it's Shaman or neutrals, like Lower Theb effects, Kazakus Golem effects if you're running it, Zolas, just all sorts of things. I think this guy's going to be a staple in Shadowwalk Shaman. Shadowblade Slinger. Okay, so we're getting to Warlock territory, and it's been a tradition the last couple of expansions and mini sets that Warlock gets broken. Fortunately, in my opinion, I don't think this is one of those cards. 1 mana 2/1 Pirate, Shadowblade Slinger, Battlecry. If you've taken damage this turn, deal that much to an enemy minion. The fact that it's a minion makes me think it's not that good. I don't think it's a good control tool. You'd have to, you might like tap and play it, but you've got better options. I don't think it's particularly good. I don't think it's particularly good in Zoo either. I could be wrong. 1-drops sometimes get misunderstood and they end up being ridiculous, but I don't think this is going to be ridiculous. Wicked Shipment. 1 mana tradable. Summon 2 1/1 imps. Upgrades by 2 when traded. So my first thought was Darkest Hour Warlock, but Darkest Hour Warlock it got nerfed to Oblivion, so I don't think this is going to help it. If we think about a Zoolock deck, I mean, basically it's a Living Roots if you play it on 1. But as a Zoo deck, you don't really want to be trading things into your deck for other cards, so I think it's just too clunky to trade. Maybe Cute Lock, but again, it's the whole clunky to trade, so I'm not particularly impressed with this card. Man the Cannons. 2 mana warrior spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion and 1 damage to all other minions. So it's kind of like a swipe for 2 mana, but it's for the entire board. There's no way you'd play this in aggro because it damages your own board. So this is a control warrior tool. Control warrior is in a pretty awful spot in Wild right now, but if control warrior did come back in some way, this would be a really good card. Defias Cannoneer, 3 mana 3/3 pirate. After your hero attacks, deal 2 damage to a random enemy twice. So, think about this. You play this on 3. You probably have a weapon equipped, whether it's from a N'Zoth's First Mate or a discounted Ankar off your quest. So you whack, you deal 2 damage. That damage can go face. It seems pretty nuts. It is 3 mana though. That is something to be careful of. So it might turn out to be too slow. Kind of like how the 3 mana 2/5 cannon is too slow in Pirate Warrior. But it could be nuts. And pulling this off the gauntlet after you've completed your quest lines is absolutely insane. So keep an eye out for this one. And last but not least, and this is my favorite card of the commons just because of the hilarious design. It's a 3 mana 2/3 neutral pirate, Galaka Glutton. Battlecry, destroy a beast, and gain +1/+1. So, think about Wild. Your opponent plays a 1 mana pirate. Let's say you play a 1 mana pirate. Your opponent plays a 2 mana Galaka Crawler. They get a 2 mana 3/4. You say, hey, I have anti-pirate synergy. Play your 3 mana 2/3, Battlecry, become a 3/4. I don't think it's a good card, but I just think it's funny that we have an anti-tech card. So that's a cute one to exist. So yeah, those are the comments. As an aggro player, I'm excited for this expansion. I didn't see many tools here to help out control outside of our Brilliant Macaw, but we have the rares, epics, and legendaries yet to be announced, so we'll see how it goes. If you want to help support this channel, feel free to click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, drop a like. Let me know what you think about the mini set commons so far in the comments below. And until next time, hope to see you again.